Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a special episode of the Everyday Black Men podcast. Ari couldn't be here with us today, so it's Armstead and myself, Riker, who will be holding it down. The first 20 minutes or so will be a reply to our brother podcast network, 52s and Smoke Entertainment, home of Fantasy Outsiders, The Safe Space, and of course Made with Real, after whom this episode is named after. Definitely, after you finish giving us a listen, check out their second episode entitled Black Folks and Chicken to let me know if I'm tripping or you see some of the same problems in the first half of the episode I did. Don't forget to check us out on Twitter at EVYD Black Men, Everyday Black Men, and the Everyday Black Men Facebook page. Now let's start the show. Again, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Everyday Black Men.
Again!
We are back. Unfortunately, though, R. Reed couldn't be here.
That's okay, though.
It is okay. We're going to hold it down without him. No special guests. It's just Riker and Armstead. Armstead and Riker.
Yes.
Just going through the topics.
Gruesome twosome.
The gruesome twosome. What we're going to do today, though, is we had one topic, but we're going to wait for R. Reed to be here because we got to have, this is going to be like a miniature debate. So, ladies and gentlemen, we want y'all to come through. Shout out to all of our fans. As always, we appreciate all of y'all. We appreciate the DMs and all the conversations, the
all of that.
Outs.
Appreciate y'all. Thank you very much. We put a lot into this, and more is coming.
More is definitely coming. I was showing Armstead some of the stuff, man. It really touches our hearts that y'all have all this. But
I ain't gonna cry on nothing. I ain't gonna cry.
No, man, don't cry, man. Don't cry, man. But man, all jokes aside, I really do appreciate y'all. As we have started to get better, Armstead, I know that we've been trying to be a little bit more fact checking with our stuff. You know, we hit up a little Google. You know, maybe put a little pause in here. You
pause.
Know, exactly. But I was listening to 52s and Smoke this week, and I was a little heated. Part of it is just because, you know, I've been making a better, you know, on my personal time, you know, I've been trying to add in some corrections, you know, because I don't ask y'all to do the corrections because I'm over here, I'm listening to everything. When people say things that are kind of right and kind of not right, then it's like, it hurt. It's starting to hurt, man. Now I see why you record so much in your own studio.
Yes.
Because you want things to be right.
Right on point.
And
who's going to do it better than you?
You're right. Who will do it better than you? So when I see people making statements that could have easily fact-checked, I'm just like, ugh, it hurts. So Made with Real, I'm going to have to shout y'all out with this. LaSalle, you got your boy Ness, you got Fortunate, you got T-Money.
T-Money.
Your second episode of Made with Real, man, the first half, man, I'm just going to tell y'all straight out, man, a lot of trash moments in there. Not calling it a trash first half, but there was a lot of trash moments. So I'm going to start off with the Popeyes chicken topic y'all covered. I can't speak for your guest. I can't tell you what she's eating or, you know, what she read. Just because there was one Popeyes that had an issue with something don't mean that all Popeyes got trash chicken or chicken with allegedly. According to this Snopes article, this is both unproven and all subsequent articles on this haven't been updated. So either there's no case whatsoever or it's still in extreme litigation. Anyway, without anything to go on other than an unproven claim that's 3 years old, this isn't something you should state as facts.
I know somebody right now who told me that they went to Texas and they did not have a problem getting any Popeye chicken, and Arkansas, and didn't have any problem getting any Popeye chicken. For some reason, it's just
here people be talking about that stuff. But on top of that, Atlanta, like 28 of the stores in Atlanta are black owned. In researching, I found that the two Popeyes at the airport are black-owned, owned by Mac Wilmore. 27 others that are in the greater metro Atlanta are owned by baseball legend Hank Aaron. According to the Atlanta Business Chronicle, there are only 52 Popeyes in Georgia, so odds are you're eating from a black one if you eat in the metro Atlanta area. All the articles are linked below, including the tweet of T.I.'s image to encourage people to buy from black Popeyes due to the franchise ownership.
That's crazy.
So that was the other part, is that they're like, man, y'all making all this stuff for Popeyes, and Popeyes not even getting no money. But some of these Popeyes franchises are black owned. Like, if you look into the story of Popeyes, I get it. Started by a white guy who named it after a character on a TV show. Mm-hmm. But actually, the name came from the fictional detective Jimmy Popeye Doyle in the movie The French Connection. My bad, and I've added a link below. Not the Popeyes TV show, like an actual like detective guy, Popeye. Yeah. But the actual franchises, like Popeyes is mainly franchise owned, and I'm just gonna leave myself a little pause so that if I'm wrong, you can go back and I'll insert something here. If not, then I'll just keep moving forward. If you're going to talk about the Popeyes chicken sandwich, I think you need to taste it. Like, for me, I had the Popeyes chicken sandwich. I had it spicy. I don't really like the mayo, but their spicy mayo was okay. It was okay.
I don't really do fried food like that, so.
I know. You can't have it either way.
Yeah.
Even if it's available, you can't do that to your temple.
But how much did they make?
They made like $23 million or something like that.
That same energy y'all put into Popeye's chicken, y'all need to put into the Bahamas.
Hey, I agree with you. We need to be raising money. My church, we about to do something big. Community church. Shout out to Community Church. They off Cascade Road, y'all. Come on down to Community Church, man. You might catch me there on Sunday, dog. You might catch me there.
The Bahamas, Florida. What else got hit?
Man, North Carolina.
North Carolina got hit.
The Outer Banks.
Man, everywhere they got hit, man. You know what I'm saying? Whew.
It's crazy.
I heard it's a lot.
Bahamas
man.
is devastating. They still ain't got the death toll final yet.
That is crazy.
Like, they still
man.
finding bodies.
Pray for everybody that's been through that whole situation, man.
Man, pray for all of them, dog. Pray for all of them. But the next part, man, y'all talking about Jay-Z like some Jay-Z stands.
Oh, man, come on.
They came through with saying, niggas is jumping on Jay-Z. Y'all don't see the bigger plan. And it's like, I get that, Armstead. Jay-Z definitely has a plan. But it's not a plan based on you. Jay-Z making a plan based on him and his family.
What did you expect? Of course he's going to look out for him and his at the end of the day. Yeah, everybody else, stop doing this. Screw this. Oh, wait, we're going to pay you this much. Oh, well, my family come first.
Exactly. And that's part of it is like the rumor has it that Jay-Z talked to Travis Scott. Now, I don't know what they talked about. And I don't know, if he told Travis Scott not to do it, because that's what a lot of people were trying to pressure him to do. And I wasn't there. So I'm not going to speak from a point of knowing. But for you to have a conversation with Travis Scott, allegedly, about the NFL and about doing the halftime show, because a lot of people didn't want to do it, and then turn around and work with the NFL, like, it's just...
In that situation, I don't know if he's, like, playing the person that's behind enemy lines. Like, is he like a spy for us or something like that? You know what I mean?
Is he a spy for us?
Is he like working over there and like telling us stuff not to do and to do, but still working for them? Or is he just
kind of doing both? He kind of doing
is
both.
That that's why I can't really be mad. I'm not really mad at him. You know what I mean?
I get you. All right. So yeah, it's too early. It is too early to tell.
Yeah, I can't.
But
really
like
say.
The thing that he said, like that came out the same week that this podcast came out, Made with Real episode 2. Go check them out. See if Riker's tripping. They talked about Jay-Z, and then Jay-Z, the remarks that he said in January came up where he was talking about, single mothers, man, you grow up without a father, so you just like fuck everything, and then eventually get to the police and you be like fuck them, and then the police be like fuck you back. You be like, whoa, I ain't never had nobody like stand up to me like that. And I'm like, that is some police apologist type bullshit. Like that is some, hey man, what police are doing is bad, but half of y'all starting problems with the police. Because most people I know who had gotten into trouble with police or gotten into an altercation with police, they wasn't trying to be whatever. But if an officer walk up to your face and tell you, fuck you, how you expect a nigga to act?
You know what, man? I will say that a lot of people, they do start shit to have police do certain shit to them. But like, as of recently, man, I've been seeing a lot where people just haven't done anything and police have just been off the hook.
Man, they off the chain right now, man, across the country. Now, I haven't had too many problems in Atlanta, just because there's a lot of cops that look like us, and I think that in part helps.
Yeah,
and I definitely agree with what LaSalle was saying, where he was like, we need more black people involved in the whole system, because Fulton County, they doing real well with all those women being on the panel. They all black, so they probably giving fairer sentences and whatnot.
You know what? That's kind of hard to say, man, because recently, man, every time I got pulled over by a cop, it was a black cop, I got a ticket. White cop, okay, well, I'm gonna give you a warning. What? Huh.
Yeah, that's a little strange.
It's crazy, because then it's like, man, it's like one thing I can't say. I hate to say it, but black people love being in a position to bring other black people down. I hate that.
A lot of us. Come on, do. Man. Now I'm not putting numbers. So let me say like 30% of us do. Yeah. Just as a gross estimate, because I don't want nobody to come back and be like, y'all was talking about that Made with Real podcast, but then y'all came around here and just started saying most black. I'm gonna say conservatively 30%. Yeah. They love to be in a position they can look to other niggas, kind of like the overseers from the past. Like, oh yeah, you little niggas need to stay in your place. Or they just look for a way to just look like, oh yeah, I'm better than you because I got this badge right now, and I'm gonna tell you, Armstead, here's your ticket.
Yeah, like, so don't get me wrong, I have been pulled over by some Caucasians and got tickets too. But
True.
have recently, it's like, dang man, you ain't even gonna ask me nothing in particular. Like where was you going with this? Oh man, I did this and I didn't even realize. I apologize, sir. Here, I'm gonna write you this ticket. Like, dang, you already started writing the ticket before you even asked me.
Exactly. He was like, I'm sorry, but this ticket's still coming. I'm sorry.
Golly.
True.
He didn't even walk back to his car, do nothing.
That nigga came prepared to give that ticket. He said,
like,
here you go, Armstead. Here you go.
That's crazy, man.
That is crazy, man. But the third thing that they had was something that kind of ticked me off the most. Was when they were talking about black banks. And they were like, man, black banking didn't start till recently. It's like, nigga, what? Nigga, we've had Citizens Trust in Atlanta since 1921. A friend of mine is on Citizens Trust. Now, he had a little issue with them one time where it looked like a little something went missing.
Oh, yeah, I remember what you're talking about. But, they fixed it.
Yeah, but they fixed it. So if you, I was going to get Citizens Trust for my car loan.
I know what you're talking about.
Start an account with them.
And then he didn't even know it was black owned until, he called and found out about it.
True. But, I mean, he was doing business with a black-owned bank, and things was going okay for him. He didn't have no problems. So, to act like, black-owned banks are new is crucially wrong. Like, there's a lot of black-owned banks, and not just that one United Online. You got to look it up. We live in a digital age where anyone can look up anything at any time. So, if you're ignorant on this point in this topic, then you're ignorant because you choose to be, not because you're ignorant because someone's restricting you from the information.
Get the knowledge.
Secondly, on the same point, Washington Mutual, I know there's a lot of niggas there. That ain't a black bank. That bank was made in Seattle in the 1800s. So Washington Mutual was incorporated as Washington National Building Loan and Investment Association on September 25th, 1889, after the Great Seattle Fire destroyed about 120 acres, central business district in Seattle. Started by Edward Ozell Graves, who was the first president, Ira Hill Case, the first employee, were both two people who were very much not black. Links below. I'll put in the actual real thing here later, but it was made in the 1800s. That ain't a real black bank. You might have seen a bunch of niggas there, but that wasn't no black bank. And when they got bought by Chase, yeah, it sucks, but I mean at the same time, that ain't a black bank. And the last point I'm gonna have with y'all, made with real, is when y'all talk about Facebook. Y'all talk about, hey man, there's this black Facebook, but they wanted people to pay $30 a year. $30 a year ain't that bad. And on top of that,
not really.
with Facebook, yeah, Facebook's free because you the product, nigga.
Yeah.
They was gonna offer a Facebook for someone like me. Like me, I put up a whole bunch of fake shit on my Facebook. As you could attest, Armstead, every picture of me is some anime or some fucking other shit or some Kaepernick or something other than my real face. When they were gonna make this thing for us, they were gonna charge somebody $200-$300, or maybe it was $1,000 a year. And I was willing to pay that so that Facebook stopped using me, because Facebook, man, they using your kids' information, they using your information, they using all that stuff. I added a link to Mark Zuckerberg discussing why a free version of Facebook is hard to add below. Still think it's kind of bullshit, but now at least we know from Mark's own mouth why he believes that this is going to be hard to do. Part of it, I know, I'm not a parent yet, but I'm not putting any of my children's shit up on there. I'm just going to tell y'all just off rip.
Funny thing is, everybody that ever took those... what's the
personality test, or see which Avenger you are.
Yeah, that not just that, but it's also the somebody will post up, if you don't want Facebook or Instagram to have your information, some bullshit things, repost this so that you don't. Y'all know y'all just fell into that, right?
Yeah. You know nothing that you post up on your account will ever stop the terms of service. Never. And they'll change the terms of service, notify you that you changed it, and you'll still be like, okay, I want to get into Facebook.
Crazy. But as soon as they update it.
Exactly. And then they update it again and again.
That quick.
In fact, they just updated it for us because I had to submit for our podcast to be able to air political stuff, because our last podcast that just came out, I couldn't do no advertising for it because they said black libertarian, that's too political. That's too political.
Wow.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, man. They blocked us from it, but we're gonna get it taken care of. But they blocked us from advertising our last thing. Nothing against Facebook. I get it. They're trying to combat fake news and whatnot. Yeah. And they want to verify that you're a real American and you're not just some bot out here just throwing stuff out from Russia. But
man, it's a little out of hand, because there was a time where I would post certain stuff of me working out, and they would say, "Oh, this footage is not deemed for Facebook, and it's like, what? It's just a picture. I mean, a video of me working out.
They talked about that. They actually talked about that because that's why their guest. I can't remember what her name is. Faye Apollo. I keep saying her or using other pronouns, but it's Faye Apollo. Apologize for getting your name wrong. Don't at me though. But she was like, that's why she went to the black Facebook, was because she kept getting banned from Facebook because people didn't like the things that she was saying. And it's like, I get it. Like she seems like she has a personality to her. You know, when a woman is confident and she's, confrontational, people don't like that. People really don't like that.
Nah.
Especially if she's black. So I get why she was probably getting banned. Plus, I mean, she seemed like she's from up north. So, the northern women, man, they a different type of in your face. And she was willing to argue people kept, they kept doing like the little bitch made shit, which I understand. I'm not calling anybody a bitch. I'm saying bitch made. Because you're doing things or behaviors that are that of a coward. So these people, they were just reporting her because they didn't like what she said. Like, I've argued with racists on Facebook, and I didn't say nothing about, oh, well, what you said made me feel some kind of... Fuck all that. We here to have a conversation. I mean, I know in my deep down heart that nothing that I say is going to change it, but...
So-called freedom of speech, but we can't say what we want.
But freedom of speech is only between you and the government. Between me and you, you don't have no freedom of speech. None whatsoever. Like, you start saying things, terroristic threats. Threats. That's what they hit you with. Hate crime. Hate crime. He said something we didn't like. Hate crime. But also, what I kind of wanted to tell them, but I wanted not to be a dick. Sorry, last point was, look, man, if you weren't on Facebook when it was the Facebook, I don't want to hear shit that you got to say.
Nothing.
If you're not from that 2004, I know a lot of y'all can't claim it. Y'all wasn't part of them Ivy League schools back then. But I was on that. I'm not going to tell you which school, but I was on there. It was the way that we communicated with our roommates because it was brand spanking new. It was so new. We had that little guy's face on the top. If you look at the old Facebook logo like that, that's how brand spanking new it was.
As a matter of fact, if you ain't had, what was it before, the MySpace one before, when Tom was your very first friend?
No. Tom
and then
was
went
your
from
first
MySpace
friend.
to Facebook.
Exactly. Everybody remembers the migration. That was like right in 2006. I want to
say. Was it 2006?
I think that was like when the mass migration went. Because 2006 is when they opened it up to everyone, and then they did children. Yeah, 2006 was when they opened up to like all the college students, and then they added children. But then a lot of people, what they was doing is it was like,
Yep.
yes, I'm a minor, and then they would change that shit later.
They are trying, man. What's up with that Facebook dating app now?
Man, Facebook been trying to get your dating information for a long time. And that's why, like, the thing that people don't realize is, like, Facebook, you are the product. Like, it's not like a question mark. It's not a, hey, am I? It's a, you are the product. Like, there's a reason that Facebook lets you log in for Tinder. Or Facebook lets you log in for Hinge. They let you do this stuff because they want to know who you are, who you dating, what kind of people. Oh, you don't get any of this information. Nigga, you got to think with your brain. Do you really think a company is going to have your login information, the photos you share, and know that you're online here dating? They probably know what sexual orientation that you have.
What's your real name?
What your real name is. You telling me they're not going to put this together? Because even Tinder, which is owned by Match.com, even they have to sell to advertisers, and I guarantee one of the advertisers is probably Facebook, which means they probably got more information on you than you would be comfortable with one company having. This is all part of Mark Zuckerberg's world domination scheme. We all just hear Zuckerberg's world. I mean, Zuckerberg, you want to hit us up, dog. everydayblackmen@gmail.com.
Everyday black
Go ahead
man.
and hit us up. We ready for it, man. We want to have a Facebook Watch TV show. I guarantee it'll be hilarious. Might be controversial, but it'll be hilarious.
Yes, you'll be proud.
That he will be. But let's change gears here to quote our good old friend Big Baller. Big Baller. Let's talk about that Spider-Man thing, man. So what'd you think?
I don't really know too much about it. I just hope it doesn't go back to what it was. I mean, not what it was. I hope it does go back to what it was because it was the old Spider-Mans. I think they became better once they.
Okay, so you think Tom Holland is a Spider-Man that really clicked for you?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll give you a little bit of information and let you know why Sony did what they did. So basically,
at least I think that's what.
No, you're right. They can't get back to a deal that they both agreed to. So the way that it was that Spider-Man is owned for movies through Sony. That's what they got with Marvel when Marvel was, completely in debt and needed money.
Right.
So as long as they release a Spider-Man movie every so often, then they get to keep the bulk of the proceeds. So whatever the opening weekend is, Marvel got I think 5% of the cut. Sony got everything else. So when Disney saw this latest Spider-Man did $1 billion, and they only got maybe like 30 or 45 million, I think. I did the calculation at some point in time. But they only got that first chunk of change. Sony got the other like $900 million. They was heated. Them boys was mad. So that's why they wanted to come back to the table to renegotiate this deal.
Them terms.
And they wanted to say, hey, because Sony up to this point in time, they had paid for all the production costs. Essentially, all Marvel had to do was just collect their check. Just collect their 5% of the opening gross and keep things going. I minimalize a bit here as Marvel did do creative lead activities such as casting decisions and story elements through having Kevin Feige, president of Marvel, as an executive producer, which they won't have for the next 2 films. Marvel also gets 5% of the first dollar gross, which in layman terms means the participant receives a percentage of the gross box office release from a film's first day of release. You can read more about it in the article below. But Disney wanted to renegotiate that, and they want to do a 50-50 split on just the total thing. And on top of that, what people don't realize is that Sony doesn't get a cut of any of the other stuff. So like the Spider-Man video game, Spider-Man action figures, the fucking books, all that stuff, the t-shirts, all that shit goes straight back to Disney. And it's not like Disney can't afford to take a small bit of L on this to keep Sony happy, because Sony owns that license, for what I understand. As long as they keep making Spider-Man movies, they own that license from now until pretty much the end of time.
That's how the rich stay rich.
That's how they do. Like Sony, they not stupid. So when people are like, oh man, they just need to take whatever deal from Disney. Nigga, no. You may not realize this, but Sony's involved in everything from finances to fucking doing like home electronics to doing all the shits.
All of the shit.
Mostly in Japan. I'll give you that. Mostly in Japan. But they're involved in everything. Yeah, they pretty much in America are failing except for PlayStation brand. But the PlayStation brand is keeping Sony America alive.
Yeah, it sure is.
That's what they be doing. But they media division has kind of come a long way. The last Venom did pretty well. The last animated
Venom was alright.
No.
But I see what you're saying.
I'm talking about like sales wise.
Yeah, okay.
I get that, like the content, but I mean, I kind of want them to do a Venomverse, because if we could have Spider-Man in there teaming up with Venom,
now that I would probably be more happy with,
and then bring in some of those Spider-Man villains and force them to work together, but really Venom kind of just wants to take over Tom Holland, I could really fuck with that.
Yeah,
because then that would be like something where it's like, okay, all right, I see what you're doing. But I think for the fan wise, I'm hoping Disney comes to an agreement, only because I know y'all probably not ready for a Venomverse.
They not.
At the same time, part of me just wants a Venomverse. And I mean, me and Humble Fat Boy got into it on Twitter, you know. Humble Fat Boy, one of our great fans, and he was like, "Look, man, like we need to, we'll give you Avatar and like Predator and and fucking Alien. Like,
you gonna talk about the last Predator movie?
Exactly. Like, we don't want that. Them series is dried up." He was like, "Yeah, but Avatar made you know like $2 billion. Like it was the reigning champ. Yeah, but how many people gonna go out to watch that Avatar 2 sequel right about now? I don't know anybody who's gonna be like."
Which Avatar we talking about here?
Avatar Blue People.
I like that Avatar.
Yeah, Dances with Wolves, but with blue people.
Yeah.
That's a slight shade, because that shows you that I don't really like the Avatar movie, but it was better. It was way better than the other Avatar movie.
Or Ferngully.
Exactly.
I don't know if anybody remembers that.
It's just like Ferngully.
Yeah, if anybody remembers
Ferngully. Just like Dancing with Wolves.
Yeah.
Basically, guy comes in, he gets part of a different culture, sees a different outlook on life, and all of a sudden the other people that he was from try to destroy it. Ferngully, Dancing with Wolves. As the Bible says, ain't nothing new under the sun. I think that is true no matter where you're from. Ain't nothing new. It's all just rehashes and niggas making remakes, at least in Hollywood right now. Maybe somebody will come up with a new idea, but probably not. Whew, this next topic, Armstead, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, Dave Chappelle and fans versus young niggas and critics.
I liked it. I felt very much informed with a hint of comedy. I ain't gonna say a hint of comedy. It was a nice amount of comedy. It was funny, but I feel
I think it was mostly comedy.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he had a couple things in there that he felt were life lessons.
Yeah, definitely was good. I like
now,
that.
I know you're going to have a different opinion than me, but my opinion is this current special showed us that Dave Chappelle's an old nigga. I mean, he is in his 40s, but I think it shows that he's an old nigga. Like, he's looking at things old nigga way. Like, what was that first joke he started out with? Like, he was building up to, I should say. He was like, man, who's the people who I'm imitating right now? You guys! And he's just like, straight off the rip, he's like, yeah, the audience. Y'all are these people that are never satisfied, and on top of that, y'all over here getting offended by everything. And it's like...
I mean, you got to open... I see why he opened up with that, though. Because, you know, he had to...
Oh yeah, that was the least of the offensive jokes that he delivered that night.
Hey, I'm just letting y'all know right now. I'm about to say some things. You know who's gonna complain about it? You guys. That's basically what he said.
I mean, I agree.
Disclaimer, letting y'all know. Spoiler alert, also because we probably about to tell some jokes.
I mean, if you ain't seen it by now, like nigga, you ain't trying to see it. Like this special been out for damn near a month.
It was good. It was great. Shout out to Dave Chappelle.
I mean, Dave Chappelle. I think it was. So I struggle with this because I love Dave Chappelle as a comedian. I think his comedic delivery is far above all others. I think that the amount of stuff that he can cover is far above all others. I just feel like he, in a sense, failed some of his fans with this because he was more so going on with I don't like this group of people. I don't like this group of people. Well, let me not say like.
He didn't say he didn't like them.
That's going further. I'm going to make an extremely offensive joke at these people. I'm making an extremely offensive joke at these people, and I'm making an extremely offensive joke at these people. But there's nothing wrong
with because he made it extremely.
I was okay with the Michael Jackson jokes. FBI cleared that nigga.
He made extremely offensive jokes toward everybody, not just, you know what I'm saying.
What joke did he make toward black men?
He always make offensive jokes toward black people. You know what I'm saying?
Which
I can't think of one on the top of my head,
because there wasn't one in that special.
No, not in that special. I'm just talking about like.
But that's what I'm talking about. Like when I say he's an old nigga, because you know old niggas, right?
Yeah.
Old niggas got a problem with everyone but old niggas. Everybody else, man, women need to do all this. Man, I can't stand those LGBTQ, but I don't like white people. Man, Asians trying to take our community. Man, those people from Africa need to go back to Africa, man. I'm not saying I'm for Trump, but them Africans need to go back to Africa. And then it's like, all right, where's the joke about, or where's the thing you got to say about old niggas? Y'all need to listen to these old niggas. These old niggas know what things. I could understand it if Dave Chappelle had injected some comedy at his own demographic. Even if he had made fun of himself in the way that he's like, whatever, like, hey man, what happens when you get to be a 42-year-old comedian? You make a lot of money or something like that. Because at least that way it shows that he also seen the world in eyes where it's like even he is a target. Like his targets were mainly...
he kind of put that out there, though, is that he was a target, you know?
Well, no, he put out that he was a target for them, but he didn't make comedy at his own demographic.
Yeah, but he don't do that, you know? Like, I think... didn't he say something about that, too? Didn't he say that, what's dude's name?
Louis
Kevin Hart. No, Kevin Hart. Didn't he say Kevin Hart, you know, like, will talk about himself, but he won't really... You know, everybody has their own way of comedy.
Well, no, he said Kevin Hart was pretty perfect, save for those, 4 tweets?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was close to perfect, save for 4 tweets, which ruined his dream of hosting Oscars. 4 tweets. And I think to a certain extent, he's right about that. We do need to change some of how we do cancel culture. I'm sorry. If some shit happened 10 years ago that didn't actually hurt someone, like, I'm not saying like the Kevin Spacey shit, like that actually hurt people. People actually were hurt. Or R. Kelly or Bill Cosby or whatever, provided you can prove with receipts.
With receipts.
But
not he say, she say.
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of it's going to be he said, she say for allegations against certain things. But at least it's lucky that we could, with the R. Kelly thing, at least have women come forward and say, yeah, I had sex with R. Kelly when I was 14. Kind of harder to prove anything else. Bill Cosby, we had one, was it 1 or 2 victims that was like from 10 years ago?
Man, that's crazy.
Or not 10, that was more like 20.
Yeah, it was more than that. It was long.
Maybe 30. But at least we had people who could say firsthand that they were there. Mm-hmm. Whereas like with the Michael Jackson thing, it's like, yeah, Michael Jackson, that nigga's dead. And the FBI cleared him. Like they investigated him. They did
still trying to get that man white, and he dead.
Yeah, he dead. He still got 2 open cases. His estate has 2 open cases, which is just, it's crazy that you die and people are still like, yeah, man.
What could you do in that point? Dude's dead. Like what?
There are not 2 pending lawsuits against Michael Jackson's estate, as they were both dismissed by the people in the Leaving Neverland documentary. There is still, however, a lawsuit by the Michael Jackson estate against HBO, and the upcoming hearing is scheduled for the 19th of this month, September 19th, 2019. Well, part of it is like what's going to happen to Epstein. Like people are going to sue his estate and try to basically milk it. Like they already pillaged Michael Jackson's estate because the first thing that Paul McCartney did was get the Beatles catalog back, which is bullshit that they were even able to force that. And I mean, Sony allowed that to happen. So that's partly Sony. So I guess fuck Sony. So Sony did aid Paul McCartney in getting back the Beatles record, but only after they reached a settlement with the Jackson estate to buy the other 50% of ATV Music Publishing for $750 million. This occurred back in March 2016, and the singer's own estate does still own Michael Jackson's master recordings and the publishing company that owns all the songs he wrote. It will also keep its stake in EMI Music Publishing, which owns the publishing rights to musical works such as Robbie Williams, Ozzy Osbourne, and Lenny Kravitz. Strange Bedfellows. Link below. Maybe they do need Disney to come over there and give them the old rope a dope.
And handle business.
Exactly, handle business. It's just, I understand where Dave Chappelle was going with the car analogy. I get that where he was trying to go.
I don't know where you guys are going, but I really want to get in this car.
I mean, that's the part that was just like, that I think was over. Up until that part, I feel like the joke was okay. But when he made it sound like Q's or some sort of rapey serial killers on the side of the highway hitchhiking,
I mean, sure,
that was too far.
How many other voices could he have done, though? You know?
I mean, he's Dave Chappelle, man. He could do a ton of more voices. He could do like, even if he dropped the tone and be like, hey, man, I don't know where y'all going, but I want to get in this car. Like, that would have been fine. But the way he made it sound was the way he made it. Yeah, I don't know where you guys are going, but I really want to get in this car. Like, that just seems like a serial killer. And that's partly why I was like, I can see
Dave Chappelle has 3 voices. He has his normal talking voice. He has his high, ow, mama's dead, type of voice. Then he has that low, raspy voice. That's all he got. So it's like, he couldn't really make nothing else. It didn't sound creepy to me. It just sounded like it was just a different person, versus, the person in the back. Can we stop at the gas station? I'm thirsty.
I mean, that was the voice actually I thought that was nicest. So I was like, oh man,
that was a regular voice.
The T's over here they just want to get some of the gas station. The G's are like, shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. You're making this trip take longer.
He's like, you're making this trip take longer. And that's the other thing about it. It's like, again, my as you hear, my complaints with Dave Chappelle are just like equal joking. If you're gonna have a whole bunch of jokes on LGBTQIA people, then you should have some jokes at old niggas who are still in comedy. Like his Kevin Hart joke was sympathetic. That wasn't really like a joke. That was just like, how could y'all do this to poor Kevin Hart? His Louis C.K. one, I kind of understand, because it's like, what did Louis C.K. do? He masturbated in front of you. What happens if somebody starts like, hey, like taking off their clothes and masturbating? I'm gonna leave the room. I've had that happen to me by a girl as well. Like, we were younger, but she just started playing with herself, and I was like, I'm not interested in this.
You know what I wonder? I wonder how far he would have went with the I and the A, because he only went to.
What I thought he was gonna do, and what
I thought it was too,
was I thought he was gonna say, yeah, and in the back of the trunk, tied up and not able to say a word, or the I's and the A's,
and the I's and the A's.
But he didn't go that far. But that's what I thought. I thought he was going really dark with that joke. So, I mean, again, I'm still a big fan of Chappelle. And I get the people who are saying, Chappelle shouldn't be able to make that. I don't want a world to be where Chappelle can't make those jokes. I just want Chappelle to do a better job of making the jokes uniformly. So, that's my thing. It's because to me, it sounds like an old nigga. Because old niggas always are talking about everybody but old niggas.
Speaking of that, he looked like he'd been in the gym.
Well, he had been in the gym recently. He actually kind of went back a little bit.
From
where he, because when I first saw Dave Chappelle in 2013, I think it was, at his show in Atlanta, he was swole. Like, he looked like, like how Carrot Top looked?
Yeah.
And like those recent pictures, he looked like Carrot Top. Like, he was swole. And I was like, damn, Dave, like, are you just like in the gym 24/7? Like this nigga was doing 100 squats, 100 reps. 10K running.
I didn't see that. I wish I would have seen that.
Nah, man, he was pretty ripped in 2013. I think he's actually scaled back a little bit in a way that I think makes more sense for his frame, because he was looking like he was trying to compete with like Dwayne The Rock Johnson or some shit. Like, it was fucking crazy. So I know that you liked it. I had some reservations about it. Now, I do think Rotten Tomatoes did him dirty. Now, that's one thing where I actually did speak up on his behalf.
Now, what did they do?
So, over the weekend that it came out, the comedy special was out, and they had 8 critic review scores. And those 8 critic review scores gave Dave Chappelle a fat fucking 0.
You lying.
No. Bold facts. In fact, you can find it if you search on there. Dave Chappelle special has 0 on Rotten Tomatoes. They didn't allow audience score until like that Monday. And the reason I heard about this was R. Reed, because he hit me up to it. He's like, look at how they doing Dave Chappelle. And I was like, that shit right there is fucking dirty. Like, you can't just because you dislike someone, you don't allow the audience score to go out at the same time as the critic score, because that's normally what happens with any of the movies or anything else that goes on. So that's the part that I had that was a problem. But I was like, look, it doesn't matter whether you like Dave Chappelle or don't like Dave Chappelle. If you're going to release critic scores, then you need to release audience reactions at the same fucking
and honest
time.
Stuff, not just because you feeling salty about whatever.
But nah, man, forget all this. Talk about the Dark Crystal movie.
Oh, man.
Armstead exclusive.
Man, that was a pretty good good movie, man. I was actually not movie, show.
Oh, it's a series.
Yeah, it's a series.
Okay.
Damn, how many episodes was it? I can't remember. I think it's like 12, maybe 10 or 12.
10 is about standard for Netflix.
Yeah, but it's pretty good. It was basically made. It was remade from a old.
What, animated TV show?
No. It was
A book?
It's also a book. What do they call them when they have it like on stage?
It was a play.
It was not a. It was, I can't remember what it's called, but it was basically made from there, and they basically just
Stage
upgraded it. Yeah, it's like a stage play, and they basically just updated it and upgraded it to what it is now. Now they playing it on Netflix, and I like the world. I like how they created the animals, and the fact, and then also I like the fact that there's no humans. There's no humans.
Fuck them humans.
No humans at all. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't like Lord of the Rings where it's like crazy stuff going on. Then there's humans that's just there. It's just a world with just them. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And the story is the fighting in it was, of course, it's kind of hard to really do fighting with puppets. Even like last thing I seen something.
So would you consider more to be like a puppet show?
Yeah, kind of, sort of. But not like the Muppets. You know what I mean?
Like animatronics. Because that's what it's saying here. Because I see that there was a 1982 film called The Dark Crystal, which it looks like this was based off of.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay, yeah, because it looks like there was an animatronics. This is like an animatronics movie. I want to almost say.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Continue.
Yeah, it was really good though, man. I give it probably like an 8 out of 10.
Damn, man, that's pretty high.
Yeah, it's pretty high, man. It's because it's like when I first started watching it, it wasn't like it was like something was going on. And it was just like, oh, this is boring. It was like from the beginning all the way to the end. Like, it didn't take long for something to happen. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It was like it got straight to the point. And then it got to who like the Skeksis are versus the Paladins. I think that's what they call them, Paladins or something like that. And what was going on from there on out and what they had to do. And then,
so you're saying it really like didn't have like the Cannon Busters problem, because
I know
we differed on it, because I enjoy the journey, but you like what's the destination.
It's not necessarily what's the destination on that. It was more like, what exactly are you guys doing? Like, what's going on? You're like, why are you going lost? Yeah, you don't really know you don't even know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, versus on this, it's like, okay, we're here. They give you a backstory of what happened. The Crystal was here. The Skeksis came and lied to the people and said that, we need to protect the Crystal and whatever, whatnot. And now shit is just going somewhere else because somebody else found out something, and it's just going from there. So it made more sense. It got to the point where it's like, oh shit, this is what's going on. Okay, let me continue watching this because now I'm interested.
With Cannon Busters, like, they gave you like snippets of things that you need to know across the like 9 episodes from the beginning, first episode to like the last 2, and those snippets were cool, but you could have condensed that down to like one episode of what stuff happened, and then you could have gone into the last 2, which all the significant meat of the story happened.
To me, this is how Cannon Busters was. Cannon Busters was, okay, let's say episode 3, they're trying to get to the destination. Episode 4, they're trying to get to the destination, run into somebody. Episode 5, they interact with that person. The end of episode 5, they're stuck there. Episode 6, okay, they get away. They're still trying to get somewhere. They don't know where the hell they're going. Episode 7, oh, okay, we don't know where we're going, but this place right here, we just ended up at. We just fought somebody, and then we found out where we're supposed to go. You know what I'm saying? Versus on the Crystal, it's like episode 1, oh, this is my dad. Oh, these are the Skeksis. Oh, this is what they did. Episode 2, oh shit, they did some fucked up shit. Somebody has to get away. We have to escape here. Okay, we need to go here. Episode 3, we get here, we figure out what we need to do here and how we need to get back to help the other people. Next episode, bam, we fucking failed getting there. Now we got to find another way to do something else, but we got somebody here doing this, and there's a whole nother other set of Skeksis and another set of the Paladin people or the Muppet people who have their own backstory, and you find out about that. You know what I'm saying? It's constantly new stuff being thrown in to you versus it's
that
just
is engaging.
Yes.
As opposed to like, you probably would have been fine with them getting lost if what they were doing was more interesting.
Yeah.
Because if y'all gonna get tricked again, like, you got tricked. All right, we get you to you. You got tricked at the beginning when y'all went to that little place with the people who eat people. Cool.
You know something also? Well, with Cannon Busters, I think it wasn't really like. I think what lost it with me and it's because there wasn't really enough people to really talk about. At least in the Dark Crystal, there's more.
So you wanted a more diverse cast with backstories and things that you know.
I'm not saying that's what I wanted. I think that's what also helped Dark Crystal because it's more of a cast. Like there's not just minions and stuff around and stuff like that. There's
these people.
Yeah, there's people who all have a particular role that you need to know what the hell they doing. Versus Cannibusters, it's just these 3 people and that's it. And then there's these little things that's just coming and they trying to kill you and you got to get away from them. There's no backstory on them. There's no this and that. So they could have cut Cannibusters down and then got further on. I feel. But this ain't about Cannibusters. This is about Dark Crystal. Dark Crystal is pretty good. I should watch it. I liked it. It's pretty cool to me. I like sci-fi, type stuff. It was cool.
Awesome. Well, that leads...
Great puppet making, too. The puppets were... Man, they
were dope.
They look good.
Okay. Cool.
Especially the Sketchies.
In that case, for the Sketchies, we're gonna talk about Obama Summer 2019 mix. So this came out a little...
Obama Summer.
So basically, Obama released a playlist. A lot of people listen to it. I listen to it. And the only complaint I have about the playlist is that he did not order it by beats per minute. So it's kind of all over the place.
Wait, what?
So he released a playlist. Like, these are the things me and Michelle are listening to right now. And he just kind of like released a playlist. And there's songs on there. And there's like a couple things where you're just like, okay, Obama, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. But there's other things on there where it's like, okay, Obama going back. Like, it starts out with Too Good by Drake featuring Rihanna. Mm-hmm. And then it goes into the Spinners I'll Be Around. Then it's got some Beyonce, then some Maggie Rogers, and there's some Lizzo on there. So like he's got stuff. He still has like Doo Wop, That Thing by Lauryn Hill. He's got Joke Ting by Goldling. Now I'm just kind of randomly looking across here. And also he included 2 Chainz, It's a Vibe from Pretty Girls Like Trap Music. So he's got a lot of things. He's still got like some Ella Fitzgerald for How High the Moon. He's got Booed Up by Ella May. So, I mean, it's like, it's a hip-ish playlist. And, like, you can kind of, like, search for it. Basically, he gave the playlist out. Or people on my streaming app, they basically made the playlist by, organizing it for people, which I thought was really nice. But it was really nice. And I think that where he ended it with Can I Kick It, that was really dope. Because I think Can I Kick is a good place to end anything, Tribe Called Quest. Who can really hate that song unless you're just somebody who has no understanding of what music is or just likes trash? Even include the Old Town Road remix, the 4-person one, the one with Young Thug and everybody. It was like, come on, Obama, you listen to Old Town Road remix? Really, Obama? Okay, all right.
That he did. That
he did. But in other music news, which if you haven't seen the Obama Summer 2019 mix, look at your streaming playlist, search for Obama Summer, you'll probably find it. Give it a listen, let Everyday Black Man know what you think. But Mahalia, she released her Love and Compromise. It was actually really dope. I really like it. She's a singer that I first heard about on the Colors YouTube channel. And this is kind of what the record looks like. Right there. Oh. Pretty standard fare. This isn't her first album. She actually had one before it. But like, I thought it was end of summer-ish R&B album. She got some good standout tracks here, like Simmer with Burna Boy. She got What You Did with Ella May. She got Do Not Disturb. That's personally my favorite. Consistency. What Am I? Good Company. She's just got a whole bunch of tracks. Definitely, if you're looking for something R&B to listen to, like while you chill at your cookout or something like that, it's pretty good. And there aren't too many songs on here that feature profanity, so you can play it around your grandma and whatnot.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't pee out the grandma. Get written out the will. But last but not least, before we close out, music. Nicki Minaj retired. Does this affect you at all?
No.
Yeah. I mean, she had kind of been going bad after that whole Queen incident where she really was pissed at Cardi B last year, and it's just like Cardi B's having her breakout moment and you just want to have a fight. Like,
I could see her doing features, but
she said she retired.
She retired.
Retire. I think it's gonna be like Jay-Z retired.
Probably.
She's gonna say she retired and then she's gonna be right back at it.
Yeah,
but I think this is good. She decided to marry the man that she says she loves. They gonna have babies. And I feel like after that, a while, she's going to be out of it. She's going to be doing like the internet stuff, entertainment, I should say, not internet. And she's going to kind of chill. But I think what's going to bring her back to music, I think it's just going to be like, she's just going to get in the studio one day after doing like Queen Radio. Because she's still going to continue that. We're curating like music for Apple once a week.
I feel like probably 5 years from now, it's just gonna pop up out of nowhere, and it's just gonna be just.
Oh, you think she's gonna hit us with like a Beyonce thing, just out of nowhere? She's gonna.
Yeah, just out of nowhere, and it's gonna come, or either she gonna, invest in someone else and do the music.
Well, that's what she's doing with Megan Thee Stallion, and I think that's. I think if she did features and no more rapping by herself, I think I would be okay with that.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's what I feel like she's gonna do. She's just gonna do features and that's it.
Okay, all right. Well, I mean, we'll have to see because we don't know what she finished doing before she retired. But it was an interesting treat to hear that she's retiring from that.
But she still got her perfume line. She still got a clothing line.
She didn't say she's retired for money.
Yeah, so she's definitely gonna be all right.
Yeah, she definitely gonna be all right. And we wish her the best of luck. Her and her boo. I hope y'all get married.
She didn't fall off.
Good time. Don't get married at the same time. I'm getting married, but get married. Get married and have a good time. So that segues into relationships. Now, I know there's a conversation here that I was going to talk about, but
yeah, do it.
I'm going to wait for our read because this is where we're going to have an argument. But the one topic I know that we can talk about that he's going to miss, but he's going to be okay with, is this whole Malik Yoba situation. So you heard about this?
No.
So the Malik Yoba was the guy from Empire who came out and said that he likes trans women and that trans women
Hold on, wait. Is that the... Oh, wait. I think I do know about that.
Yeah. That came out. And then later on, it came out that he was accused by some younger trans women.
Wasn't it a basketball player that came out like that too recently?
I mean, but that guy came out a while ago. That was like 2018. It was, I forget. Ari would know. I'll probably insert this later when I figure out who it was. But there's a basketball player came out. No. That was a basketball or football. We'll
it was one of them. I can't remember what.
One of them. We'll put it in later on. But the problem with Malik Yoba's situation is just it shows the hypocrisy of this conditional support. When he first came out and he said that trans women are women and love is love, and I think trans women are heterosexual, like Twitter was just losing its shit.
Wow.
Going like, wow, this guy is great. We love this guy. Black Twitter was kind of mixed, but I mean, I expected it. When it came out that he was accused, not proven, accused by someone of being someone who dated underage trans women, everybody just straight about face 180. This nigga sucks. I always hated this nigga. He was never even good on Empire. Like, niggas was going in on him. I'm like, dawg, this is accusation. It hasn't been proven in court. My nigga doesn't have any pending charges.
He ain't been locked up yet.
Exactly. And on top of that, like, I get what R. Reed's point would be. Because R. Reed brought up a different point. His point was the fact that he didn't brief his family before he was going to make this announcement. Like, he didn't talk to his kids. Because he has kids already.
Wow.
By his wife. But he didn't tell nobody nothing. So, like, I get her point of view. Like, don't just come out here without talking to your family first.
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
Before you just make this statement. It's just interesting how quick this conditional support flips. Because I got to see it in real time. But his wife, I completely understand her being mad about that. Because this is just... It's crazy that you would say this kind of thing. And also the fact that she had to hit this man up on social media to be like, were you going to tell your family about this before you just did this right here?
Came out of the closet?
Well, I don't consider it to be coming out the closet, although I know.
You know what I mean? I was being funny when I said that.
Hey, no, man. This is a podcast. These are right now. We're just talking opinions. This relationships. There are a few facts in relationship segment, and he was gonna lead a trans visibility march, but that is done.
He was gonna lead it
once the allegations came out. No, sir. No.
Nah.
But I mean, he's gonna be all right. We'll just see how that all plays out. But for the last topic before we end this podcast, in unpopular opinions, Armstead.
Unpopular opinions.
Dave Chappelle is right. All black people need to go get guns so we can end this fucking gun violence thing.
Damn right.
He's 100% correct. You notice I didn't cover that one segment earlier in this podcast because I wanted to stay consistent with my message. But God damn it, that guy is right. He's right. The only way that gun violence is going to change white America is if you arm all of black America. Because the moment that happens, the moment every black household has an AR-15 and a pistol, I guarantee you we're going to see some gun control laws. Because it's pretty much been how everything is. When black people could afford cocaine, all of a sudden cocaine is now illegal. When black people were just enjoying marijuana, all of a sudden marijuana became illegal. Until white people now have started to decriminalize marijuana slowly but surely. Because now that they can make money off of it. They haven't done it on a federal level yet, but I think it's going to happen within the next 20 years or so. Dave Chappelle, you're right. Like, people may not want to accept that you're right, but you are right about this topic. The only way we're going to get any change in gun laws is for all black people to get guns.
Go get them.
So if you're black and you don't want the gun laws to change, don't get any more guns. In fact, sell all your guns. If you're someone who wants there to be change in gun violence, the only way it's going to happen is when black people get their guns. Because white people are proven with these last El Paso shooters that they don't give a fuck. Now I saw that Walmart, Kroger, I think it was like CVS, and like one other place are like, no more open carrying. Walmart stopping selling handguns in Alaska and stopping selling ammunition isn't going to stop anybody from coming in your store. But we're stopping the flow of what? Like, how many people are illegally buying bullets? 0. So all you're doing is doing a knee-jerk reaction because people died. And I get it. It's super sad what happened in El Paso. It's super sad what happened in that other mass shooting that occurred. And it's super sad what happens a lot of these weekends in Chicago that y'all just try to ignore because it happens on the South Side. Stopping people from legally buying bullets at your store by not selling bullets doesn't change gun violence. If you want to change gun violence, then what we need better mental health for people. We also need better educational programs for gun owners. And we need to, in some level or some way, better track who people are who are buying these. Well, not better track, but we need some way of stopping some of these sales where people are just like, hey, Armstead, I legally bought this gun. And I meet you at a trade show, and you want to buy this gun, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take down your information. I'm not going to run a background check because I'm not a company, and I'm going to change it, and then I'm going to inform the federal government that you have this firearm, but I didn't have to do any background checks because I just asked you, hey, man, do you have any felonies? Have you beaten your wife? Have you done anything? You, of course, said,
never do that.
Exactly. I knew you wouldn't. So, yeah, let's go ahead and make this gun sale. And we make that make this gun sale, this private gun exchange, so now I'm off the hook. Because if I just gave you the gun for some money, and I told the police, hey, man, I just exchanged my gun with some guy, then they're going to look at me like, so your gun's now stolen? But if I tell the government, hey, man, I just did this exchange with this guy, he said that he doesn't beat his wife or anything, and, I don't have to do a background check, so I know for the black libertarians as well as R. Reed, their opinion and perception is going to be, nope, the government doesn't need to have any more information about how my guns are going, and I hear that, I understand that, but that exists in a world in which random white people weren't gunning people down because they're mad.
They're upset.
Yes. So, I mean, more controversial opinion, ban white people from having guns. I think other than a few white police officers, white people shouldn't be allowed to have guns because they've proven that they commit mass shootings and we need to stop mass shootings. So let's take it all the way out. I mean, a lot of those shootings in Chicago, they were aiming for a particular person. Their aim may be terrible, but they had one single person with the bullets on. Now, we did have the DC sniper. Black folks do admit that. But he was marking specific territory. He wasn't just randomly shooting up places because he was mad.
Which doesn't make us. I'm not saying that it's okay.
Yeah. We're not saying that's okay.
Again,
not at all. And in fact, fuck that guy, and we hope he rots in jail. But the amount of black mass shooters, not really there. The amount of white mass shooters, sky high, and continuing.
Sky's the limit.
There'll probably be one this week, sadly. And this is it's crazy. It's absolutely fucking crazy. And so, black people, do your constitutional due diligence, and let's go out there and let's all buy AR-15 shotguns and pistols, and let's make America change these gun laws.
Yep, and protect ourselves.
Because the state is always going to be the greatest threat against black people. White people, you can buy guns, you can not buy guns. But black people, arm up, strapped up, shouty. Anything fine you want to say for the podcast, Armstead?
Nope, that's it, man. You said it all.
All right, man. Well, thanks again for the Everyday Black Men podcast. Check us out on Twitter at EVYD Black Men, Instagram on Everyday Black Men, and the Everyday Black Men Facebook page.
Peace.
Peace.